Vizlib.
Hey, Greta.
Hi, Jane.
How are you doing?
Oh,
I'm doing good. We did have a brief chat beforehand, so we're acquainted. You are in Lithuania.
Yes, I am.
That is very cool. You also work for Vizlib. I'll let you do a quick introduction of yourself.
All right. So, hey guys, I'm Greta. I work at Vizlib, as Jane already mentioned. I'm from Lithuania, which is basically a kind of Eastern Europe, but most of Lithuanians consider themselves to be Northern Europe for some reason. So, I'm based in the capital in Vilnius, and I'm currently staying in this little phone booth in the office. I'm working as a UX UI designer, which is basically a website designer at Vizlib at marketing team. I'm working mostly with designs, but also it's relevant. I can do sometimes illustrations, sometimes animations or something like that. And I'm really glad to be here today. And hopefully it will be helpful somehow.
We're excited to have you because this is the original dream that me and Joe had. We didn't just want to make Appy Hour about Vizlib, but also a tool that any dashboard user or just, a random person who's interested in data could come into and do. So we've got a great topic today, which is, that is the dream, Joe. So we've got a great topic, which is you're going to help us make an ugly dashboard pretty again.
Yes.
So you're gonna give us some design tips. You're gonna tell us, how to look at things. I'm not using the right terminology because I don't know what it is, but yes, you're gonna teach us what you have in your head. Hopefully, we'll make this app pretty. Before we begin that, are you drinking anything?
Yeah, I'm currently drinking only water. I was rushing to the office, so I just had a chance to have some tap water. So
Water's good.
Yeah, good old water.
That Ronaldo soccer player said water's more.
Oh yeah, I remember. There was something with a cola or something.
Yeah, so you're learning from him. I'm having kombucha today. Ooh. I love kombucha. It's oh no, it's getting green screened out. I love green things, I've realized. But it's clear mind, rosemary, and sage. I don't like herbal things, so this one's not the best. But
yeah, it's really tastes weird when you put something sweet and I don't know, rosemary or something in it. It has a kick, but then again, it's not, for my taste, it's not the best, I guess, as well.
I agree. I think there's something a little bit weird with herbally things. I also don't like herbally breads either. So
breads.
Yeah,
it's interesting.
When they throw plants and breads, I'm like, no, thank you.
I love coriander though, but not in my drink. More like in my food or something. I know that there's really. Oh, hey, Graham.
Hi, Graham.
I know that's a really huge debate on the internet whether coriander is good or not, and I think I've heard that it's like there's a gene that most people have that make it taste like a soap or something. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know if I have that gene or if I just don't like coriander because I don't like coriander at all.
Yeah. It's basically two types of people. Whether there's no one that I know who doesn't have opinion on coriander.
Yes, I think I agree. You either love it or you hate it. It's very polarizing. You know what else is polarizing? This app.
Okay.
Throw it in here.
All right.
How do you feel about this?
I feel like a lot of is going on here. Not Oh, I like the profile picture. Was that from IT Crowd? Oh yeah, Jackie Dayton. Yeah, it's a lot of going on here. I don't have an idea what exactly am I looking at, and what's the main reason for this app. Like what it's going to be telling me. Number of restaurants by. Okay, I have an idea. It's about restaurants and something.
Yes. Okay, so this app is all about fast food in America. So we're just looking at fast food in different states and different, in different there's zip codes. That's an option to have. I just threw some random numbers in here. But yes, it's all about fast food in America. We have a lot of it. We love it.
Yeah,
Here's some
everybody
data
loves
for it.
fast food. Okay. So I'm not quite sure. Like, oh, I can see there's some kind of brand names on the left bottom here on the heat map, right?
Yes.
And what exactly does the chart on the right represent? Number of restaurants by state? Oh, like in general? How many fast food? Okay.
This is just number of restaurants by state. So you've got all of these are different states. They're the shortened initials of states. Like C is California.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, TX is Texas.
Ohio, Florida, maybe?
Yes. And then IN should be Indiana. It'd be embarrassing if it wasn't.
I remember I was learning all of the abbreviations of the states when I was working in my previous job. I had to learn that. And the most complicated part was, I think, with the Colorado and something with or maybe with the states that starts with M. There was like 8 of them or something.
Oh, yeah, there's like MOMN,
yeah,
Montana, Minnesota.
Yeah, it was really complicated at the
Maine,
time.
Massachusetts. Now that you say it, I don't know what Maine is. Is that ME?
No idea. It's like
because MI is Michigan, MN should be Minnesota. Yeah, so ME is Maine.
Me.
Yeah, so that's this, and then here it's just a pie chart, so you can see which restaurant there's the most of, but it's quite small.
Okay, I see now. And what's the left top corner? Is that the legend or something?
Yeah, so this is just an input chart. So, okay, if anybody wants to learn how to do input forms, I actually make it in my last Appy Hour with wine reviews. It just makes it so you can easily change around colors and things. So I can easily change this background color. I like, to like a lime green. So
oh my God.
Instead of having me go in, type things out, we can make things easier.
Okay.
So yeah, you can tell us like color combinations that work and don't work. I think that's a big problem in a lot of apps.
Yeah.
Color clashes.
Well, first about the colors in here, since we are having plenty of colors in the chart on the right bottom, I wouldn't suggest using a background that's really intense as this one. I mean, something more neutral. I would even say either white or either gray, some type of shade of gray. Also, if you would have the whole dashboard would be, in the dark theme, also wouldn't use this kind of bright color that would be dark or black or something like that. So in this case, I would suggest using, since the background of all of these containers are white, I would suggest choosing some kind of a bright gray color, so it wouldn't be in my face so much.
Okay.
And I could actually concentrate on the.
Do you think?
Yes, that's too nice. Yeah.
Do you think having like a blue, is that still too much of a color? Do you think I should just go as neutral as possible?
Maybe not too much. I mean, we could have some kind of a one dominating color, but in this case, it's still a little bit too saturated. I could go a little bit into the lighter side of it. It still would be, we'd see the shade of the blue, but it will be really, really light and not that attention grabbing. How would I say that?
Yeah.
Okay, this one kinds of looks kind of better compared to the top bar as well. It's in the same range of colors. The other thing I would suggest to do is to reduce the font size of the of the charts. I mean, the number of restaurants by the state, and because I cannot even see the whole title. Yeah, okay. Also, since we are having a lot of colors in the actual charts, we can have the titles in a similar shade as the background, just to match the color, but I mean, darker, so it would be readable. So if it's possible to have it in a shade of kind of dark blue.
Okay.
Of course, it's that's all right, I think. Of course, whenever I say something, it's really the matter of actually looking at it. I sometimes, when I work myself with some kind of a design, I have an idea, I do it, and then when I do it, I actually see, no, it doesn't look good. So it's really a lot of playing around with design. So I kind of found that a lot of people can see and feel what looks better rather than worse in terms of design. So everybody has this kind of gut feeling into looking into something and saying, yeah, this looks nice, yeah, this looks worse. But whenever we're creating personally something, if we do not know composition or typography or anything, it's hard to find what exactly is wrong with that design. So some simple rules. The most important one that I see in common in these dashboards is not using white space enough. I mean, every single part of this dashboard is covered with stuff. So I know that everyone would like to make everything bigger and see it more clearly, but sometimes it helps to have it to reduce the actual diagrams, make more of spacing between the title and the paragraph, the title and the diagram, and between the title and the border of the container, and it just feels more balanced afterwards. So in terms of these diagrams, is it possible to make that bottom left diagram somehow scrollable inside of it? Bottom right, sorry.
Ooh, I believe there is not. No, I'd have it expanded.
Okay.
Instead of sized. Nope. So it will go all the way. Fixed.
It looks like a QR code now.
Yeah.
And what about the bottom, this one?
Yes. Yeah, I can let me remove that name and see if that helps at all. Yeah, Joshua, I could do the top 10 dimensions. That way it's going to be less, in your face. I want to keep the access. Oh, dimension title. There it is.
Oh, okay. So does it say, when you hover on the bar, does it say the label of it?
I'm showing the dimension title. Yeah, okay, there it is. But I don't want, I'm showing the dimension titles. And then those are tilted. I gotta find where this is. Oh, I think it might be in data, actually.
Oh, yeah.
Nope, it's not in data. It's not just design, it's also when you're making the chart. It's me just going in and being like, where is... Yeah, okay, there it is. It is dimension title. So
yeah, next thing what I would do with this dashboard would remove the border radius or make it not as round as it is.
Okay.
Let's say maybe up to 10 pixels or...
Oh, up to 10 pixels. So not...
Yeah, 10, 20, I think 20 is quite all right as well.
If I take
1.
16.
Yeah, it looks more like it gives more space for the content inside of it. So as you can see, there are no overlapping with the titles of the dashboards as well.
Gotcha.
And also, I would also make these bar charts because it actually looks the ugliest. I'm sorry that I'm looking at it so much, but there's just too many colors. A lot of colors. I'm not even sure what to do. And then I would narrow it down in terms of height. Is it possible?
Do you think coloring by a single color would be better?
Since it's in the same, I mean, it represents ash brown look.
Oh, like a brown look.
Okay. Since it represents the same items in each state, I think it would make sense. If we would be showing, I don't know, different fast food providers in different states, then we could color code each provider, each brand in the same color, and we would be having more colors into it. But in this case, I think we can safely have one color, and it just has one, value, the number of food chains in each state.
Okay, so what color do you think would look nice?
Okay, so since it's the easiest to make everything nicer first in the one monochrome scheme, and I will show you, or I will send you a link later on, how to actually match colors and have the best combinations of the colors. But in this case, I would also go for blue.
Okay.
And then play a bit around after everything is nicely laid out and set up.
Gotcha. So maybe I should change the chart title to a blue as well.
Chart title. Yeah. Why is blue so common for charts? I don't know. Like, it's common in this app because we randomly chosen the background in blue. I'm not sure about other charts in generally.
Do you think having something like this is better, giving some more space in between the charts?
I think it would be nicer to have more space, not in between the charts, but inside the charts. A little bit more padding from the edges on the white areas.
Okay. I don't believe we can do that right now. These charts aren't as... What we could do is get rid of the titles, throw in a KPI, and then do it in here. It'd actually be easier to do it in a Strato to change around the paddings, because here we're limited to the spacing here, while in a Strato, you can overlap and move things on top of each other.
Okay.
So yeah, right now we can't do that.
Yeah, because that's the thing that I was talking about, white space, just giving it a little bit of space for the elements around it and in between the elements, so it would look more aesthetically pleasing. I don't really remember a rule by it, like a design rule. There's just basic composition. That's, if we would be able to switch that around, if we could see the difference, how much it would give, that a little bit of white space would balance out the whole design. But in this case, I think, yeah, we can work with the gaps between the dashboards. So we can also do the same gaps from the outer edges of the whole thing. So it could have like this nice patterny looking thing.
So something like this.
Oh, this one looks really small. Yeah. Something like this. It also really depends on the content, what we're having inside. Yeah, looks better, I think. But the other thing is that I can see that the pie chart here is really, really small. So I'm not sure if it's even, we would need a bigger container for that, I guess. But it's good that you can actually click on a single dashboard and just make it full screen.
What we could do is change around the layout. You know,
Yeah.
Which layout do you think would be better? Do you think?
We can go for, is it better to scroll for more detail and charts? I'm not sure what exactly does that mean. I mean, we could go for, let's say, a third of the screen for each of the diagrams. So it would look nicely. Oh, whoa.
Better or worse?
The entire canvas-like web page. You mean inside the container?
No, he means to extend it. So you can extend these pages. So you can like scroll in a dashboard, or do you prefer to have multiple sheets? So if, let's pretend there was more information, would you prefer to, click to go to the next page or just keep scrolling?
It really depends on the content, I guess. And if, for example, let's say this one that you put on right now, we wouldn't be able to see the whole, section of it. Maybe it would be even nicer to scroll a little bit down. But if we're having a lot of content, I mean, like if it would be generated into, I don't know, tens of pages, I would say it would be better to have pagination rather than scrolling, infinite scrolling. So you could, section the content into smaller pieces, which is better for people to understand. I mean, the cognitive load for most people is to, and there's a saying that most people can remember from 5 to 8 items whenever they first hear it. So it's the same principle in design. You want to section and structurize the content into smaller pieces so people would be better understand it and would better remember the actual content in itself.
Okay, he's saying, so you want to, maybe if you do scroll, you still need to break up sections. So every time you scroll something, it's like you reach a new page.
Okay. I'm not exactly sure how it actually works.
Well, because right now, let's pretend like if you scroll, like one page was cut here, then it wouldn't make sense because you would keep scrolling and you wouldn't see this full chart. Like if the full chart does not fit on a page, then that would not look good because you would have to scroll to see it.
I really like the functionality that you can actually click on it and see it full screen in detail. So that's, even if you do not see every single small detail on the actual dashboard, like here, for example, we do not see the titles of the states anymore. But if you click on it or hover on it or play around with it, you can actually see that. So we can really reduce the information of what we present at first hand for the user in this case. Because usually in web design, you mostly can do it, but it's more complicated than that, I think. And you have to really think of what sizes of fonts you're getting there or what elements you're adding and stuff like that. But in here, you can really make it a little bit smaller and then make it bigger if you like. So I guess that's working. I'm not sure if I'm answering the question because I'm not sure if I'm understanding it correctly.
I think Joe will write in if he doesn't understand.
Yeah, the thing is that I don't have the complete understanding of these apps, so that's might be my lack of knowledge. So sorry about it.
That's okay. You can teach me about design, and I'll teach you all about apps today.
Cool.
How do you feel about this top color?
Yeah, that one is a little intense as well. So, and the orange as well. It's really the opposite colors to each other. You can. It really depends where you use that for. I mean, in the modern design and really, I don't know, modern looking brand, you can actually use that. But in terms of presenting information, I don't think it's really necessary to have these kind of vivid colors.
Okay.
Maybe one call to action button to be, so in so much contrast that you could actually see it, the very first thing. But in this case, we can, on the dark mode. Oh, yeah. Yeah, and the orange as well is a little bit too much for the interface color, and we'll talk about the dark mode, I think, as well. Maybe not even blue, or maybe
yeah. Which color do you think would work?
could actually. Can we make it transparent, the background?
Oh, and then have these tops be transparent?
Yeah, I mean maybe same background as the actual background. And then when you hover on it, you can have a different kind of color, I guess.
Yeah, I could go like this. So change it so it's the same color.
And then, yeah, violet, why not? Okay. Yeah, so it's not that too in your face, too much in your face.
What about black?
Yeah, I could go for black as well, or like a dark shade of gray or something.
Okay, we can try that and see which one looks
And what
best.
happens when you hover on it? Does it? Oh, okay. Yeah. Yeah, so it's a part of interface. So it's not I don't think it's the most important part of the dashboard, in my opinion. I mean, I think the most important part is the data and the analysis of it. So if you would, you would want your user first to see the actual data and what you can do with it. And then when the user gets familiar with what he's or she working with, they will definitely see the buttons up there as well when they want to make a move on the dashboard or something. So I believe not having too vivid system buttons here is quite all right.
Okay.
And yeah. And regarding the dark mode, somebody was asking here. Well, basically you can inverse. Yeah, thoughts on the dark mode. I think we can inverse the whole, it's quite simple, I think. Inverse the whole interface. I mean, instead of light colors, have very dark colors. Like, for example, the background that we are having here, like light blue, we can have like super dark blue in the shade of blue or something. Yeah, like even dark maybe.
Like this, darker?
Yeah, Vizlib blue.
Okay, that's a debate. Do you think Vizlib is, guys, anyone who's on it, do you think Vizlib's color is a blue or do you think it's a purple? If you saw it on like a sign or a shirt, would you say, hey, I like your blue or I like your purple shirt?
I saw this conversation on Slack. I'm definitely voting for blue. I'm sorry.
I think it's what? Joseph's blue.
It has a little bit of, yeah, you can say that it has a little bit of shade of maybe purple, but I think it's more blue rather than purple. And I don't know, like I think there should be science behind it, how to actually determine which is more Royal Navy. Yep.
Jennifer says it's blue, guys. I think it's a purple. When I saw Vizlib, I was like when it pops up to me, that screams purple. How can that be blue? If I saw a shirt this color, I would say, oh yeah, that's a very cool purple shirt. Right? Right?
Nah, still blue. That is purple on the dashboard here. That's the one in the middle that you clicked.
Yeah, but let me
before.
show you. This is the Vizlib color. Okay, I know it says dark slate blue. Ignore that.
Yeah, this is the one, I think. Oh, you're pasting in the hashtag in the beginning, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's so purple. That's so purple.
Oh.
How is this blue?
I don't know.
No. Like if I saw this, I'd say, "Oh my gosh, this is so blue. This is so purple." Sorry.
I'll think I have to investigate on color coding, but I'm definitely thinking it's blue.
Teach that we shouldn't. Okay.
Yeah, I really agree with that. I don't see if we do have borders or anything on this dashboards, do we?
No borders.
I totally agree with the border stuff. Like I've seen a couple of dashboards built before, and there were just too much going on. It's much more cleaner to have the background changes rather than adding a different background and the border. I would suggest choosing one or the other. Like in this case, we are not having any borders because we have different color backgrounds of the containers and the background. But if we would be having, let's say, a completely white background, completely white dashboards, then we could add like a really light shade of gray, thin 1 pixel border that would section each of the containers and wrap around them. So I agree with that completely.
Okay, let's we can do that to this. And what you just said.
Yeah, we're working on the dark mode. So in terms of the dark mode, okay, let's say we are choosing this background. So in further working with this, we would be needing to change all the font colors into either white or some kind of shade of white, so it would be visible.
Do you not think that the background being dark and then having these white charts is good, or is that too much?
Yeah, I think it's all right, but we can have a step forward as well and make everything much darker. But
we could change the opacity of the charts, so something like this. How does
that would be the easiest, I guess.
Okay, you think this is nicer and prettier?
Yeah, I guess so. But white look I think cleaner in this case. But if you would change the opacity to, let's say, have like 10% white, how would it look like? Oh no, then 90%. I'm not sure how. Like the lowest on the lower end.
Okay.
Yeah, and then if we would change the fonts into white to be white, so it would be visible on the background and more readable. We always, when working with fonts and text readability, always make as much contrast as you can have. Like, I mean, if you have dark background, definitely have a white font or very light font. I wouldn't suggest to use like if we have a colorful background like this, not completely black, but a little bit of, we have blue. I wouldn't suggest using another color on top of it unless it's really, really light, or it has like, it matches your brand style or something. Oh, what is that?
So I'm changing the color, the chart title color. So I actually made variables, so it makes it easier to change. So I can do it all in one click. Because normally you'd have to go in, click around, change things. So if I change the color to what I make these titles, then changing anything inside is easy.
And background transparent. Did you do that only in CSS? I think you just typed in a number.
Yeah, so I made it with the sheet menu, and everything in here you can see they're variables. So instead of putting in hex codes or the RGB codes, I put in these variables, and then I've set variables in the input form, so then I can just change what I need to in the input form. Yes. So the sheet menu, it's like you do custom themes on the fly. Yeah, use input forms, and then you can easily customize your sheet without having to go into and do any coding. I normally don't use the input form, but I did it for this sake, so you don't have to watch me type things in.
This is actually really useful. It really, it's similar to how actually the websites are being styled. I mean, like using the variables for each color and changing the same color altogether everywhere. It's making this job much, much easier, faster, I guess. I have no idea how this is working, but
that's okay. I think I accidentally got rid of the colors here. So yeah, the title color. Yes. Okay.
Ooh. Cool. Okay. Yeah. So that could be the dark theme. Yeah. I mean, it's like an easy trick to have a same shaded color theme. To have like the containers that we are having here, they are basically white with a 15% of opacity, and this is a trick that you can get any kind of shade of blue that you like. In the for example, in this chart, you don't have to check and see if this shade of blue matches the same blue that is on the background, but I want it a little bit lighter or a little bit darker. You can do that with opacity, and the same thing goes with the black backgrounds as well. Like if we would be having a black rather than white background on these containers, then it would be darker than the actual background, but still on the same shade of the blue in the same color range, which is kind of a trick that I usually use. Like just wanting to have the same actually the same color, the same hue as it is.
Okay, so changing the opacity is sometimes better than changing the whole color.
Yeah,
it's hard to get the same. Cool. That's a good tip. How's it looking? Do you think it's looking better from what it used to be?
Yeah, I think so. I would just try to work a little bit more with the composition of the whole thing. The top part really bothers me of the right chart. That's not aligned with the other container. So yeah.
Oh, I hate that. Okay.
And maybe we could, since we're having the dark mode, we could switch around the color of the bar charts into white, so it would be more visible on this dark background. Yeah, that's much better.
What happens if? How do you feel about colors like a yellow?
It's all right. In this case, it's definitely all right because blue and yellow really works well together. And I mean, you can definitely, the first glance as you open this app, you would definitely see the bar charts, which will be the first one that you'll see because it has the most contrast, the yellow and the blue. And if you want really something to pop out, you can use the opposite color of what you have in the main area. I'm not sure if I'm explaining myself correctly.
Yeah, so like you sometimes using opposite colors to make something pop is useful.
Yeah, but also these colors needs to match somehow. And for example, like looking at this yellow shade, we could actually work a little bit more with the the actual yellow shade. I'm not sure. Like, I mean, it's a little bit too, not dark. I mean, it has a little bit a little bit too black in it. Maybe we can make it more brighter. Oh, look, this one looks nice as well. Like, and I can show you one tool that I sometimes use to match the colors.
What is the site?
If you, it's I will send you a link maybe, or you can type it in a browser. It's called Coolors. It's spelled COOLORS.co, and it's a kind of cool way to match the colors that you want to do. I mean, it can give you random combinations of the colors that are that looks nice together. Or if you have, like, let's say I really like this blue shade of color, I can type it in, log that color, and then it would generate combinations of colors that would match that one color.
Okay, Coolers. I'm only sharing one of my tabs, so I can't actually show you guys. But yeah, so it's Coolers.
Yeah, and
yes, thank you, Jackie. It's coolers.co.
Yeah.
Okay, I found a really good one. I think. How do you feel about this? So I'll change this. 191D32. I wish you could copy and paste the hex codes on here.
Yeah, I think at least from that generator, it's quite, I think it's possible, as far as I remember. What is that? Okay. Yeah, there's an option on that tool that you can copy and paste. So it gives you combinations of colors. Of course, I think it's, oh, this one looks nice as well. I mean, like, it has, I think, like 5 colors to combine together. And I think it's good that you don't want to have more than 5 colors combined together. Otherwise, it would look kitschy, I would say. Like, if you would look at this, for example, the pie chart and the heat map, I personally think that the heat map looks much better in terms of visual design rather than the pie chart, because it doesn't have too many colors and it's easier to match them together rather than having 100 of different colors. It's quite hard. So I think having not more than 5 colors is good. Even I would go, if we are choosing very intense and vivid colors, I would go up to max 2 colors.
Okay. So do you think...
Oh yeah, I've used colors lots of times for charts and layout colors. Yeah, I agree. That's cool. Top 5 in the pie if you're going to use it. Otherwise, just the heat map maybe in read.
Yeah, so Joe's giving us a good tip. He's saying, so I agree with like pie charts and line charts. It's not always good to... More is not always the best. And sometimes you only want to show the top 5 for a pie chart, or else it stops making any sense. Maybe 6. Yeah, maybe 6, depending on what the data is. For line charts, I'd say never go more than 5. Never have 5 overlapping lines.
Yeah.
Otherwise, just use the ridgeline plot, because then it separates it out and you can see. But yeah, that's a good tip. I will change that. Oh, I have to do the rank. I think it's rank. Rank 5.
Generally don't use read pies. Yeah, sugar is bad for you. Yeah, if you eat pies, then your dimensions will get bigger. Yes, that's a science fact.
How's top 10? I think top 10's okay.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's still pretty visible.
Is it possible to make those monochrome?
Yes, of course. Let's go into appearance and check this out. So, yeah, we can write our own code if you want. So if you wanted to, you could go in expression, and then you guys would have to watch me type for 5 minutes. But, yeah, you could do it based on the restaurants. Like McDonald's could be red. And do you guys have Burger King?
Yeah, I think we do.
Yeah, Burger King, you might use like
It's not really popular here.
you might use like a yellow.
We do have one called Hesburger, which is like a same popularity as McDonald's. I think it's a German brand or something.
Hasburger?
Yeah, I don't think it's in. You guys have that in US. Also, KFC. There was Subway once, but nobody was buying that, so it closed down.
Oh, really? You guys don't like Subway?
Oh, this looks much better.
Yeah.
Wow, cool.
KFC is the last resort. Do you guys have Popeyes?
No, we do not.
Do you guys eat fried chicken at all?
Not really. I don't think KFC is such a popular brand in here. I mean, I was working with the KFC branding in Lithuania before, not branding, but social media branding. And the stats weren't really too nice for KFC. I mean, the McDonald's is still being considered number one. And I think we had a theory why that is, because McDonald's was the very first kind of US brand that entered Lithuania when we first got our independence back after Soviet Union. I think it's established in 1994 or something, and it's still deeply rooted in Lithuanian mindset as a,
okay.
Wendy's Twitter is great.
Yeah, Wendy has like a sassy tweeter. I don't know who they hired, but that person was like, they always come for other brands.
Oh my god, I have to read that. But yeah, I only know about Wendy's from the TV shows and the movies and stuff.
I don't love any fast except for Popeyes. You guys need a Popeyes. Popeyes has like the greasiest but like very good fried chicken. But it's like it's so greasy that after you eat one, you're like, oh, I don't want to eat anything ever again. You're like,
I feel like that after KFC.
You're like, this is too much. They like inject grease into it, I swear.
Is that a feeling when you can feel your arteries clogging?
Yeah, I'm like, after eating Popeyes, I'm always like, oh my god, I think I'm having a heart attack. I was like, this is it for me. Goodbye.
Oh my god.
I didn't know about it until they had one at my college at school, and then so it was the only restaurant that was opened on campus until like 12. So, yeah, so we would all go to Popeyes, but yeah, so greasy. Oh my gosh, I've never heard of Crystal, but apparently it's very popular.
Crystal? Maybe it's Crystal.
Yeah, Crystal.
Oh,
heard of that.
It's in Dutch?
I think so. I can't read this.
Yeah, me neither. Something about LinkedIn and Twitch.
Do you guys have Taco Bell?
No, we don't.
Have you heard of Taco Bell?
Yeah. Most of these brands I know from TV shows.
I don't know Taco John's. I've never heard of Taco John's. I can make this bigger. I actually got rid of that feature, but
yeah, it's Dutch. No problemo. We actually, I remember last year, somebody opened Hooters in Vilnius.
Oh, really?
And it was open for like 6 months, and then it closed down.
And then it closed. That's funny.
Yeah, nobody was going in there, I guess.
Yeah, I feel like that's a very American store. I feel like, fast food might be very American, but I think other people are starting to embrace fast food. I didn't think Whataburgers. Have you heard of Whataburgers?
No.
Whataburgers is like it's just a burger restaurant, but it's mainly in California. I don't know too much about it. I've never seen one before. Everyone loves it. I was like, how good can a fast food burger restaurant get? Same with Five Guys. I do not like Five Guys. Oh yeah, Church's fried chicken.
It's better.
I've heard Church is really good, but I don't have one close to me. But yeah, everyone I know raves about Church's when they drive. I think it's more southern. I think.
Well, in Lithuania, the more popular type of fast food is kebabs. I'm not sure if is that a word in English.
Oh, I love like euros or doner kebabs.
Yeah, something like that. Yeah, and it's much more popular than burgers, I guess.
I think these are all UK things. There is a Wagamama that opened up in Boston, and it was very expensive. I didn't think it was a fast food restaurant. I thought it was like a nice restaurant because like the interior was very pretty. You could people were sitting and eating. It was like an experience. So I was surprised. I'm surprised to learn that it's fast food.
I usually go for not fast food. I mean, I sometimes I feel really bad after eating that, so I rarely eat fast food. But yeah, it's delicious.
It is. I mean, sometimes you can't help it.
Yeah,
okay, I'm gonna change this to.
I'm getting hungry. Come on.
Yeah. Let's make this. I'm gonna make this pink. I like this pink that I have going on, so I might do BA.
Yeah, it's a nice combination. This dark navy blue.
Coolers. This is how you do it. I've never actually written
and that yellow color that you had in the pie chart is also quite matching it nicely with the pink and the dark background as well. That's what I was saying. I mean that max, like, there are kind of three very aggressive colors in here, and if you would put in another one, it might look too much. Of course, it depends. If it's just a small detail, then that would be all right, I guess.
Okay, I'm gonna get this color. Think about what color I should use for others.
Others?
Yes.
Like this whole huge area here.
You can think about that while I'm like finding things right now.
Yeah. Okay. I think you could use some kind of either white or a shade of white, if that makes sense. I mean, like a white with some opacity on it, so it would add a little bit of shade of the background.
And then the yellow is, I don't know what. Go back. Find everything.
What's your favorite color for grabbing codes? I'm not sure. I think the colors tool that I'm using really often. Also, there are a couple of other tools that I like to find color palettes in. Colors is really dynamic and it gives you a lot of choices. But there's another one that I'm sometimes using. How is it called? Colorhunt.co. It has the list of color palettes, and you can actually, if you hover on one of the palettes and one of the colors, it gives you the actual code for the hex code, and then if you click on it and just copies that into the clipboard. And in terms of color picker, I'm working usually with Adobe Suite, so it has a color picker that has it's same everywhere on every single platform on Adobe Suite. It's a little bit different than this. So yeah, usually using those. Just color.
Yeah, just color picker. I think that's what I use too.
Oh, I mean, you're color picking from the images, you mean, or something
Mine is,
like that.
yeah, the tool I use. Wow, Jennifer, good eye. I'm using something called the Eyedropper. It's a
Yeah, extension on Chrome.
yeah, it's like the number
Mhm.
one extension on Chrome. If
I
you just
have
look
that
up
too. Yeah.
color picker, it's easy and it saves. What I like is it saves your colors too. So
Does it work on the images or just the HTML elements?
No, it works on anything. So you can just like
Ah.
there's a button that says pick color from web page, and then you can just go anywhere on the web page, and it will.
Oh, okay. I have some kind of a extension, but I don't think it works on images. So yeah,
it's called Eyedropper, not sponsored, but yes, it is a tool that we like to use.
What I usually do for the color picking stuff, I screenshot the part of the screen that I like the color in. I paste it in, let's say, Adobe Illustrator, and then color pick from the image. So yeah, but I guess the color picking extension is much better. I mean,
try that one. That one's pretty good.
Definitely do that.
How do you feel about this now? While you were talking about color picking, I went through. I did a gray. I think it was originally gray. I changed it, and now it's back to this kind of gray. And then I've made this.
Yeah, it's much better. I mean, the color scheme is nice. The gray part of the pie chart is also, I think, very accurate for the others because, you know, I mean, the color coding itself, it just, you know, a gray area. Others, I think it's a good choice as well. And it's not too many colors. I can see and read the text as well. Yeah. Oh, maybe. Can we scroll in the bar chart? Still important, I think, to see the labels. Yeah.
I did turn off the scrolling, but I can.
Oh, yeah, that's what I was thinking of before. I just didn't know how to express myself.
And then I will change the color here. Okay.
Yeah.
It's like a
white.
Yeah. And then
the top one as well, right?
Do you think it's important to show the count, or do you think it's not?
Yeah, I think so. Like, I mean, you wouldn't get the idea what you're looking at. Or maybe, I don't know, if it depends what's the most important for the user. Like, if it's important to know the actual, are we able to add data point values? I don't know what I mean.
Yeah, what do you mean by data point value? Like reference lines and reference lines, yes. Yeah, can you clarify, please? Oh, like the number on each bar. Yes. So he wants you.
Yeah, I understand. I think, you know, it really depends on what this app needs to represent. What's the most important figure that you are going to get from this dashboard? Do you need to know exactly the numbers? Labels from Amazon.
Thanks, guys.
Do you need to know exactly how many restaurants are in each state, or do you need to know which state has the most restaurants? So in this case, like, if you need to know like which state has the most, the actual number doesn't quite matter. I mean, like, I'm not sure, and I'm not an expert on building, you know, data dashboards or anything, but in my opinion, it really depends on what outcome you want to get, what your user of the app needs to know the most, what's the most important information to represent.
Turns the scales off, like the grid lines.
The grid lines.
Message.
It actually adds a little bit of more noise to the visual noise to the their whole composition. So if it's really important to show them, go for that. But if it's just something that you want to turn on, I don't think it's necessary to have those visually.
Axis
I mean,
scales. Okay. The axis scales. If you see scales, yell.
scales.
That's not it.
I'm
Scales.
not sure. So you're trying to add the labels on each?
Turn off the axes and enable for a cleaner. Okay. Turn off the axes. I have to find the axes. Sorry, you guys have to watch me scroll. And then enable data, enable value labels. Yes. Value labels are on. No, the other one.
So, okay. Are we going to have values on each of the bars?
Yes.
Yeah, in this case, then we could turn off the top axis. So with the information still will be visible. Is the bar label values able to change font color? Can you? I think you can change the font color for the labels, right?
Yes. No. You can change the bar color.
Oh, the labels are there. They're really, you cannot see that. Change the location of the values for inside. That's a good suggestion.
For inside.
Yeah, exactly. So it's not possible to change the color, right, for these?
No, but I can't. I don't see a place in presentation. Okay. Thanks, Leron. Leron's the PM for. He's our PM for library, so he's the guy to go to.
He knows his shit, yeah.
I'm glad he's here. Instead of me being like, I don't know what I'm doing.
Oh, look.
Okay. Yes. Thanks, guys. Teamwork.
Wow, this looks much, 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 much better and cleaner. Yes.
I love it.
I like the outcome, really. When we first started, I didn't know what's going to to happen here, but yeah, it looks much better than before.
I do have a question about this. So this is going from red or like a magenta to a yellow. Do you think it would be better to flip it because the more the numbers, the redder it should be? Is that a design rule usually?
It's not entirely a design rule, but it's something that we as human beings have a perception of. Like the red color usually means in a lot of interfaces that it's more than green. Like, let's say reading, I don't know, heat maps on the temperatures on the actual world map, that usually represents more temperature rather than green. So it makes sense to flip it. I completely agree with that.
Okay.
Yeah, usually you go from light to dark color. So yeah, not sure about the dashboards, but I think that's a good point here.
So you can flip it this way, or you can just literally press reverse color.
Okay.
And then, yes, colors are reversed. No, they are not. I did not press it. Oh, I think I changed it.
Yeah. Ooh, okay. Yeah, and then we have a little bit of balancing out the the colors of here, you have more yellow, and the right you have more magenta, and then in the pie chart you have something mix of it. Red is looked upon as good color. Red, yeah, it's debatable. I think like what red means in each culture, it could be different. But red as a color, I think it has like the shortest light wavelength or something. That's why the traffic lights red color is red, because it can go the longest distance for the drivers to see and pass through more obstacles, like fog and stuff, rather than any other color. It's the most visible color in the color range, so it's really intense. Is it possible to explains why God uses red so much?
I want everyone to see this.
Is it possible to make this container titled restaurants something into 2 lines, because it cuts down the...
We could do, oops, took a snapshot. We could do a smaller font. 2 lines, no. We could do a sub. We could, but I think that would take a long time of me playing around. And yes, I can add dimension. You can add dimension labels to the pie, but we are running out of time. Pierce, do you know off the top of your head where that is by any chance? If not, that's fine. How do you feel about the font, lastly, before we need to leave?
The font. Interesting. I mean, it all depends on the style you want to go for. Like this font is a monotype, I think. This is a serif. We actually have some kind of a little bit of modern looking dashboard. I would go for definitely not Comic Sans. The Comic Sans is not a bad font itself, but it's became bad because of its usage everywhere and every time. So I would go for some kind of nice looking sans serif. And what options do you have in here? Can you load fonts? Yeah, now it Comic Sans.
Yeah, you can load your own fonts in here. These are just ones that I've pre-input formed. We have Tahoma. Is this a sans serif?
Yeah, that's a sans serif. Like the main difference between these two, if you, for example, let's take Times New Roman and Arial fonts, they are the most common fonts on any computer. You can definitely see the difference between those. Like this one is still Tahoma, right?
Yes.
And if you, for example, now select the Times New Roman and change it to that, you can differentiate what is serif and sans serif. I mean, this one is a serif font because it has those little bits and pieces of it, every single letter, like it's been written on an old school book, like or something. Text wrap on object title bar would be nice option. True, I agree. Yeah, so that font is a serif, this one, because it has serifs. And sans serif means sans, I think in Latin means no or without or something, or maybe not Latin, or I don't know, but sans serif is without serif. Oh yeah, it could be French, yeah. I'm not even, I don't know. So that means without serif. And usually these sans serif fonts are representing more modern typefaces. So in this case, since we're having this kind of modern looking dashboard, I would go for sans serif fonts.
So maybe Verdana.
Yeah. Yeah, and look, it actually fits into that container. It doesn't hide the rest of the title.
Yes. Cool. I know on the bar charts you can have dimension labels. Sorry, could not find it. You guys panicked. But yes, it is possible. Yeah, thanks for all your suggestions. This app will be available for you guys to play with. And you guys can, look at the input form, change around things, And maybe you can use this app as a way to look at what's good easily, make changes to colors, fonts, and font size, etc. So yeah, we'll make this available for you guys to play with. Cool. And thank you so much, Greta, for coming. We went over time, but we had too much fun today.
Oh, yeah. Thank you for inviting me. Thank you for having me. It was really fun, actually.
Yes, this was really great. We must do this again. You finally completed me and Joe's dream of having,
oh my God.
having someone design on to show
so
us
much
what to do.
honor.
Oh, thank you. Yes, it is burger time. I'm so hungry. I'm going to go get all of these foods and eat them all.
Oh, I'm going to get at least McDonald's, I guess.
Yeah.
The only option.
We have to cheers. So, cheers.
Yeah.
Thank you for coming on.
Cheers.
I'm drinking kombucha today. Happy Appy Hour.
Happy Appy Hour.
Very
finished my water.
Yeah, and thanks guys for joining. We're here every Thursday, so come find us. Our schedule is on Twitch. Here every Thursday. We have cool new things coming out, so stay tuned. All right, bye guys.
Thanks. Bye-bye, guys.